Why me? L-A-N-O-R-O-U-N. Hey everyone, and for today's video, as you can tell by the title of this video, it's going to be something new, something different. I enjoy different. So today we're actually going to be talking about the downfall of society and guys and everything guys, and all of my experience with guys, which I have zero, but I have a lot of experience with psycho guys. So that's actually what I'm going to be talking about today. And sorry for the hot mess of hair and stuff. Yeah, completely natural, and that's okay. So I'm actually going to be telling you guys a few stories and a few things to look out for when it comes to guys. And I mean, I have zero experience, but I can give you a few tips to try to avoid these kind of guys. So I think the downfall of guys for me went from 2013 all the way to 2017, so now. And it all started with this one guy. I'm not going to be telling any names because I don't want to point anybody out, because I know some of the people watching might know who this person is. So, no names. This guy, I guess, liked me for a while, but I guess wasn't very good at communicating his feelings because, yeah, he was horrible. This is probably the most psycho guy. He used to throw big rocks and boulders at me, and used to think it was funny, like it was his way of flirting. And do mind, guys, I am not trying to be mean by calling these guys psychos. These are just what I call like crazy psychotic behavior from guys, and just is really bad. And anyways, he used to like throw big rocks at me. He used to be very violent towards me. He used to call me names, stupid, ugly, all these things. That was about the entire year he did that. Up until about the last day of school, I eventually got sick of it. I was like, look, dude, if you don't leave me alone, I'm calling the police and telling them about you harassing me. And of course, me being also sweet about this, just kidding. Yeah, like, I maybe didn't handle it in the right way, but like, I was seriously gonna like call the police or something, because eventually he followed me home and he found out where I lived. And of course, I didn't feel safe. I mean, this guy used to throw big rocks and boulders at me. Like, who wants to deal with that, right? So, last day of school, he was like, look, I'm sorry I did all of that. There's a reason why I did that. And I was like, what could your reason possibly be? Like, why? What did I do? And he was like, I really like you. Would you go out with me? And I was like, no. Yeah, I think not. And I was like, why? I was like, are you kidding me? Would you go out with yourself after doing all those things to someone? I think not. And so I said, I rejected him the first time. This was not the first time he's asked me out. Ever since then, he probably asked me out 5 times after that first time. Obviously, someone can't take a hint. Anyways, so next year, I was in 8th grade, and mind, he was a year older than me. So he was in high school, I was still in middle school, and he had changed a lot. Don't get me wrong, he was a completely different person. And I kind of feel bad because I feel like he was like a troubled person. Like he was a troublemaker and stuff in middle school, but he changed a lot in high school. And so we hung out for a while. Long story short, he asked me out a few more times. I never said yes. I always said maybe. I don't know, I have to think about it, because eventually, like, yeah, I changed my feelings about him. I mean, you're probably like, how could you change your feelings about someone that treated you like literal? But I did, and then 9th grade came around. He was a sophomore, I was a freshman. He asked me out again. Around this time, like, we were hanging out more and more. He hung out at my house. Me and my best friend were hanging out with him. Things weren't really bad freshman year, but it was the next year after that. So sophomore year is when a lot of stuff started happening. And yeah, he tried to turn me and my best friend against each other. He was stalking me. Like, we got in a huge fight, and he would continue to come over my house. He was telling my parents lies about me, like trying to get me in trouble. And at this time, he actually mowed our lawn for us. He was mowing our lawn for us. And eventually, he told me, which this was crazy, but he told me I need to tell my mom that I need to get more money. Like, he needed more money for this. And she was paying him like $20 every time. So, not only that, but he started making up lies to us to kind of get us to like him more, and told us that his mom died and she never died, and then told us it was his sister, but his sister never died either. And that's just one crazy story. Like, he got really violent one time while we were playing a basketball game, and like came after me because I called him a little baby about it, and he came after me and he was like trying to attack me. It was crazy. But that's just one example of crazy guys, so watch out for them. Another one is the guys that ambush text you, like text you nonstop, 100 texts a day. Like, they can't get a hint, like they don't understand, I guess. And I feel bad because I led these guys on, and I feel bad because I'm a person that's a nice person. I can't really say no to someone, but that happened. Another thing that happened was with someone last year, and they make like sexual remarks towards me, and it made me feel very uncomfortable. So I had to tell them, like, hey, look, like, I don't like that. And eventually I told him a secret, and he told everyone. He called me a hoe. Like, it was just really bad. So eventually I just had to cut these people out of my life. I guess I'm just trying to be here to help you guys not make the same mistakes I did. I'm sorry if it wasn't that funny. Like, I'm trying to be a funny person, but like, honestly, these people are just like crazy. Also, another thing that happened was one of these guys was like, hey, I need someone to be my girl. Do you want to be my girl? Like, what happened to chocolate and flowers and asking their parent for permission for your daughter's hand? Like, what happened to that? Like, why has society gone downhill so much? But anyways, guys, I guess the moral of the story is do not lead people on, because then you'll end up with 2 people that found out where I lived, stalked me, ambush text me, and many more things. I've also dealt with a lot crazier, but we'll get into that in following weeks because I have so many more stories from where this one came from. So, yeah, that's pretty much the end of it. I just want to tell you a little story about the psycho crazy guys I've dealt with. The people that ambush text me, found out where I lived, followed me home, like psycho stalker, like Lifetime movie stuff. So if you want to see more videos like this, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I'm always open to subscribers and more friends. So yeah, until next week, peace.